Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about, oh boy, social media and being a comic artist on social media. And this is probably just a me thing, but it's my personal relationship with social media because let me tell you, it's very unimpressive. It's a very, I feel like it just doesn't mix well. And this is not like a problem that I'm trying to find a solution to. I'm pretty sure this is just like a me thing. And what it is that I am so bad at updating my social media when it comes to my Instagram, my YouTube. I'm trying to get a little bit better at because I do have some YouTube videos I want to make, but they're very time consuming. I have no clue how to use Twitter. I don't know. I know people are saying Instagram is dying and that all artists should move to Twitter, but I don't know how to use it. Oh man. And even my Patreon, like I love my Patreons and I appreciate everyone who is supporting me in my series. You can check me out on patreon.com/fadesayu. And as much as I want to, I'm so bad at consistently posting to these social media platforms. And I think it has to do that with, I feel like it goes hand in hand with the fact that I make comics. That sounds strange, but you gotta hear me out. Number one, I don't like showing my work in progresses because they're ugly and they're unfinished and they don't look good. I feel like someone is trying to taste a cake that I'm baking, but I haven't even put it in the oven yet, but they want to taste it. And I'm like, no, you can't because it doesn't taste good. I'm not done with it. It's watery. You gotta wait until I'm done with it. Then it'll be much nicer and yummy. Because I feel like that's a good content to post if you're making comics, is to show off your work in progress, to show off some previews for your chapter or some line art that you're working on. And that kind of leads into issue number 2 for me with social media, is I don't like showing any kind of spoilers or any kind of previews for upcoming chapters. I'm very secretive about these things, and it's because I feel like if you were to see a picture or some kind of like spoiler, maybe it's not a spoiler, but maybe I show like part of the chapter or like the chapter outline when I finish it, I feel like you'll be like reading the chapter before it's even done in a way, and the reading experience won't be the same as if I had finished a complete chapter, fully colored, fully drawn, start to finish, written out, dialogue is clean and pristine. It's almost like I want to present to you the cake fully baked with all the pretty strawberries and all the yummy frosting and sprinkles all over it. And I want to be like, voila, now this, you're getting a full cake, you're getting a full experience. But I feel like, you know, if I show any of that beforehand, it's gonna kind of tarnish that experience a little bit. Like, at least for me personally, like I don't personally I have a thing where like I don't watch trailers to movies at all, and it's because trailers show way too much and I remember way too much. So, you know, I'm sitting there watching the movie and I'm like, well, when's that one scene gonna happen that I saw in the trailer? Or I put 2 and 2 together because the trailer showed me something that, like, if I hadn't have known, I wouldn't have guessed. I don't know if that's too ambiguous, but I do the same thing with anime. I love anime. I never watch the next episode previews. I'm caught up on One Piece, and every episode they have the preview at the end. I don't watch them because I don't want to. I want to wait until the episode's out and then I can watch it and I'll be like, oh my gosh, wow, what an experience, what a pleasant surprise. I didn't see any of this coming because I didn't watch any of the previews, and now I'm tickled pink. I'm so happy I have a full cake in front of my hands. I'm going to eat it all. I don't know if that's weird, but me talking about cake makes me really want cake, so I'm going to move off that topic. Another issue I have with trying to be consistent on posting on social media is I spend all of my time, when it comes to art, like when I'm working on art, I spend all of my time working on comic art that I don't have time. But like if I wanted to show off when I'm drawing, I literally only have comic work, and that's like the one thing I did not want to show. Like I don't have time for like bonus art or fan art or filler art, just like any kind of art in between to be like, oh, you know what, like I'm working on my comic, I don't want to show it, I'm gonna show off some other art. I don't have any other art. I don't have any time for any other art. I want to. Maybe I would have time if I didn't take breaks and play video games. But, you know, it's the same feeling. And I feel like even if I like spent time, because like, okay, let's say, yes, I work on my comic and I decide, yeah, I'm busy working on my comic, but I'm gonna set a little bit of time aside to do a little small illustration or a little small mini comic so that I can put it on my social media. When I'm working on that like small bonus art or fan art, I feel so unproductive because I'm not working on the comic, which is consistently late. Like I take way too long to upload, so every time I'm doing comic work, I just want to speed through it and I don't want to work on anything else. So it's like, oh man, like why am I working on this fan art? I don't even like how it's coming out, or why am I even doing this mini comic? It's not funny. And then I'll end up just going back to work on the comic anyways. And I don't know, does anyone else have this problem? Like if you make your comic and you make social media, or you make social media and you post to social media, like do you also have trouble like upkeeping your social media? It's because anywhere you go, if you're like, oh, how to build a good social media following, everyone tells you post consistently, post consistently, post consistently. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to. I take too long. It's like, I feel like sometimes it's a distraction from what I'm working on. And then also, I mean, I guess they tell you the same thing for your comic, like post consistently chapters on your comic. And I think if I separate my chapters into like much smaller chapters, then I would be able to upload a lot more often. But it's the same feeling where like, I want, when someone is reading my chapter, I want them to have the whole experience, the whole kit and caboodle. So, you know, I want to bake them a cake and I want them to eat it too. So if I were to cut my chapter so that I could upload more frequently, I feel like I wouldn't quite finish the thought that I'm on, if that makes sense. It's almost like, you know, you didn't get it finished because it cuts off in a part where it didn't round out, or it didn't like end with a joke, or didn't come to like enough of a pause or conclusion. And this is probably something I could make a whole nother video about, is kind of pacing and chapter length. But as of right now, I'm just talking about how I fail at social media. And you know, I've been saying social media this whole time, but this kind of counts for Patreon too, because I want to show off to my Patreons like what I'm working on and let them know like, hey, I'm still here. I know it's been over 2 weeks, but I'm still here and I'm still working. But same thing, I don't want to show them what I'm working on. I want them to see the full package when it comes out. I think if I was able to finish like a whole chapter in its entirety, like have one chapter buffer or even a couple chapter buffers, because some Patreons do this where they're like, hey, I'll let you read the next chapter in advance, then it would be like, okay, yeah, totally, that's fine, because then they are getting the whole big picture and the whole chapter at one time. But I'm always so behind that by the time I have my chapter ready, I don't want to just post it to my Patreons because it's been so long since I posted normally. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'd have to have like some kind of break where I can work on a chapter buffer, but then I don't want to because I take so long to make chapters and whatever. It's like I said, like, I'm just kind of rambling for anyone to listen, and it's not really like a do or die problem. It's not even a problem, it's just my feelings. But yeah, you know, if you guys have any tips for what I could be posting on my Instagram while I work on chapters, or if you want to support me, you could go check out my webtoon, Girl Umi, on Webtoon Canvas. It's there. It's free to read. It's a cool little story. Probably would like it if you gave it a try. So thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble today. Sorry I kind of went off on a couple tangents, but I do hope that you guys have a wonderful day. If you want to help support me, like I said, go ahead and check out my webtoon. Or if you want to check out something like my Patreon, my Etsy, or just share this video to friends, whatever you want. Hopefully I'll be doing more talking videos, but we'll see how this goes. I feel like I can talk, but not coherently. But yeah, everyone have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.